Hello and welcome to a really special edition of Expressions for the New Indian Express. I have with me Mr. Chawla, Mr. Prabhu Chawla, well known to all of us, editorial director of the New Indian Express. I'm your host for the day, Kaveri Bamzai, and I have with me a really interesting guest, Mr. Vikramjit Sahney, who's done a tremendous amount of work across the board, whether it's Afghan refugees, whether it's COVID victims, whether it's diplomacy in South Africa or anywhere else in the world. He's founder of the World Punjabi organization. The list of accomplishments is long indeed. I'm not going to go into all of them right away because we'll end the program before it started. But I really want to start, Mr. Sahney, with the kind of work that you've been doing over the years, a real passion for philanthropy, if I may call it. How really did you get into this? And you could have just been happy as a businessman, made tons of money, but you always wanted to give back to society clearly. But where did this spirit come from?
Thank you. I think this feeling or this motto of serving the society, serving the have-nots, stems from many factors. Sometimes my parents, my especially mother, they inculcated good moral values, number one. Number two, I am a self-made man. I was in a government job, so I have risen through the cadre and then I set up my own business in 92. So when you are a self-made man, you cross many hurdles and paths, a long, tiring, untiring, journey.
Yeah.
Then I felt like that I must give back to the society. And it was in late 90s we set up our NGO called Sun Foundation, and then we embarked upon the program of this female feticide, drug de-addiction centers. We had 55 skill development centers. PwC did social impact analysis, and they said that we have empowered about 12,000 rural women in Punjab and Haryana. But now of late, when COVID calamity came, I think it was a really very, very pathetic, very, very, everybody was so helpless.
Yeah, and it shook the world.
Yeah, it shook the world, and nobody knew whether you are rich or you have contacts. Yeah. You were helpless.
Absolutely.
So during the first wave, we started the artificial intelligence-based corona mobile testing ambulances. Okay. We put some in Delhi, then put in Punjab, which were flagged off by CM of Punjab, Chief Secretary of Delhi. These buses were going into the infected areas, and they were doing about 800 to 1,000 tests. They used to go do the testing at doorstep, bring the samples. Like in case of Delhi, it was coming to AIIMS. Then we put in Ludhiana district. So this was, and then it used to bring the critical patients, because half bus was ambulance and half was there. Then we had started the langar in coordination with DSGMC. We first supported, distributed dry ration, because the migrant labor, there were thousands and thousands of helpless workers. We saw means they could not reach, and it was. So we start. Then there was, in this process, I must say there was considerable loss of lives and livelihoods.
Yeah.
So while we were saving lives with oxygen and things like that, livelihoods, we had a program of delivering food and all, and we supported the DSGMC. But then when the second wave came, the problem was more aggravated and more serious. Yeah. There was a phenomenal demand-supply gap of oxygen.
Right.
Then by God's grace, I suffered from COVID twice. And
really?
First one was critical. I was in Dubai, and then I was in American hospital. 70% of my lungs got infected. So that also, pushed me more that, we don't know who will be around tomorrow or not, or nobody knew how this disease you catch, from where you catch, somebody using touching, breathing, A, B, C, D, F. So now then we got into oxygen. By God's grace, we could bring, with all the support, about 1,000 oxygen concentrators, which is a very large number.
Right.
So this was, I'm satisfied that I could do a little bit to help people needy and save these lives and livelihoods during COVID.
And you always seem to be where the action is, where people really need you. We saw during the Afghan refugee crisis as well. You've helped a lot of refugees over the years, and especially now. Talk a little about that.
It was in March 2020 that a bomb attack happened at a gurdwara in Kabul.
Right.
And we lost 27 precious lives. Since then, I was concerned. We got into touch with the Afghan group. There were some two prominent NRIs, Mr. Dilip Singh Sethi from Los Angeles. He himself is a cancer patient. And Mr. Paramjit Singh Bedi. They also started, some people get concerned. As you say, everybody is busy in his own affairs, but very few of them people will think aloud and they will say, no, we have to help them out.
Or know exactly where help is most needed.
Yeah, so then we could muster 520 Afghanis.
Okay.
And then by God's grace, I sent 3 chartered flights from India, from Delhi, at our expense to evacuate them. We brought them to Delhi in last September. They were quarantined in various gurdwaras. Then we started a program called My Family, My Responsibility. So we are rehabilitating all of them. There are about 110 families or so. So what we are arranging, we arrange their household furniture for them, the basic things, then monthly household expenditure and subsistence allowance. Then last Diwali, I thought COVID time is there, we provided them free comprehensive medical health insurance. And then we are paying for the children education, and we have a World Skills Center in which we happen to set up in partnership with Delhi government in 6 acres opposite Tihar Jail. So since Afghani locality colony is very close by, so we started an afternoon batch to skill them, because how long we can support they can them, be refugees. They have to, in fact, when these Afghan Muslims few days back protested in front of National Human Rights Commission, I was the first one to reach out to them and tell them that, okay, we can't do much, but the skill center is open. You can also come in the afternoon. We'll give you 6-month or 8-month diploma approved by government free of charge.
Have you got a response from them?
I think we have 4 or 5 students, but now they are, because they are mostly in Okhla.
That's right.
Mostly and our center is in West Delhi. But we are planning to set up some center there, but we really want to help them. Then this year, when this Taliban thing happened, again we swung into action. So, of course, 76 refugees came. We were first one. We coordinated their evacuation. 180 got stuck and barely they saved their lives from this bomb attack in the airport. But 76 who came, we have covered them under the same program. And we are continuing their rehabilitation. And now we will be calling on our Home Minister, because they must get citizenship. Otherwise, that's why the CA Act. CA Act is for at least minorities. So they are the most bona fide people. But till date, even yesterday we had a meeting with National Commission for Minority Chairman. I was a bit sad to know that these people have not got a citizenship or Aadhaar card or anything bona fide. So I think
even the minority from Afghanistan, they have
not got yet. So we are now busy. My office is busy preparing the lists. Who are the refugees Afghan who are there from last 10-15 years, and what documents they lack as per CA, and who are these people 520 plus 76. At least these fellows should get, who have come just because of this.
What kind of skills are you offering them?
We are probably offering them 12 skills. For girls, our 2 courses are very popular, stitching, embroidery, fashion designing, and beauty and wellness. We have assistant nurse course also, because these days with COVID, this day healthcare, which is called general duty assistant, is a junior nurse. And then for tech boys, we are offering this refrigeration, air condition, kind of washing machine repair, graphic designing, computer courses. Then all this center, we have got 500 capacity, so 1,000 students in a year. So we train them, and then all the students get soft skills like English, proficiency in English, IT, personality development, and grooming. which helps them to get jobs or become self-employed.
But none of this can happen until they actually get residential permits.
Yeah,
or,
it's
you know,
difficult. Yeah,
It's difficult.
we are doing it informally in the
Right.
afternoon batch, but you are right to get them registered.
But your skill program is not only for refugees, but everybody else.
No,
also.
this skill program
Yeah.
is basically for, we started in that area because my interest was 84 riot victim. Because,
Correct.
you know, these widows, their grandchildren.
Awesome.
means I lost my, 4 cousins.
Really?
Yeah, 4 cousins, they were burnt alive. So it's very painful, genocide or whatever. So we started the center in Tilak Nagar basically for them and other, because there's a large Punjabi population area, youth, and not very, people who can afford education. So we have started, we got a good response. But this our afternoon batch was just to accommodate the Afghani. This was an add-on. And now we have opened a World Skill Center in Amritsar.
Original Car Seva was related to skill development.
Yes, sir.
They started that.
Yes, sir. Because I feel I have been advocating to gurdwaras every year. We do a Kirtan Darbar in Bangla Sahib. We have set up, you must see, the museum at Bangla Sahib, which was inaugurated by our common friend Arun Jaitley ji. And 25 lakh people have visited. What we have portrayed there, apart from Sikh gurus, we have portrayed 29 Hindu and Muslim saints whose verses are in Guru Granth Sahib. We celebrate their day. We educate people who was Bhagat Kabir, who was Farid, who was Namdev, who was, so many.
The Bhakti movement.
Because it is part of Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
People, our religion is very secular, and it embraces, everybody and Sarbat da Bhala. So then I tell at Gurdwaras that we have put enough gold and marble, in Gurdwaras.
Yeah.
Now, if we can't educate our youth, but I must say, Prabhuji, that the Gurdwara at Nanded Sahib with Babaji and Mr. Minhas, they have taken a lead. They collected all the gold which have been accumulated by donations. They pledged or sold all the gold, collected the money, and they are setting up a hospital and a medical college. And they have given me a big responsibility of being the convener of the committee. And we are busy now getting doctors and blueprint and getting it affiliation with Indian Medical Association. So that is a very good step.